There's a fire burning inside you, one you can't ignore. It's not just about raising money anymore. It's about what that money means, because that decision to seek funding is either the line between survival or it's the stairway to total dominance. You're standing at that crossroads right now. One path leads to barely keeping the lights on, crossing fingers every month that the runway stretches just a little longer, praying that the next raise will come through. The other path? It's where you seize everything. Total control, massive influence, absolute freedom. Not just to keep going, but to blow past every limit the world tries to throw at you. Most people want to pretend it's the first, safer option, but deep down, they know they deserve the second. Look around. Founders juggling investor calls while biting their nails, wondering if this is their last shot. Investors pushing papers, afraid to say no, trapped in cycles that don't ignite passion or innovation. Professionals playing by rules that crush creativity and patience, running out for leaders who want to build something real, something that lasts longer than the moment. Everyone's caught in this invisible trap, fundraising for survival. But that's not what freedom is, not what real power feels like. Because survival is terrifying. It's a slow bleed, one pitch deck away from watching everything collapse. It's emails you send with your soul hanging out, just hoping someone believes in you. It's the quiet nightmare of compromise, selling pieces of your vision to patch a hole instead of building the empire you dreamed of. Survival mode makes you small. It shrinks your ambition to fit inside someone else's comfort zone. You become a beggar, not a master. And that's not why this movement exists, not why you got here. What if fundraising wasn't about survival at all? What if every dollar you raised was a weapon, a tool to carve your name into the future? What if you stopped chasing the fading promise of enough and aimed for total dominance? Real dominance isn't about money in the bank. It's about owning your space so fiercely that no one else can touch it. It's the difference between scraping for scraps and setting the table for the feast. It's about shifting from "please help me" to "watch what I build." Right now, there's an invisible wall between those two worlds. Survival traps you in endless cycles of rejection and exhaustion. Dominance demands a mindset so savage, so untouchable, that it turns investors into fans and competitors into followers. The question is, are you stepping through that wall or making excuses to stay inside the cage? Here's the brutal truth nobody tells you. Fundraising for dominance requires more than hustle and hope. It demands absolute sovereignty. That means owning your will, your vision, your voice so completely that no investor, no market condition, no setback can bend you. You don't beg for a seat at the table. You build your own damn table and invite only the people who match your fire. Sovereignty is a weapon, sharpened by refusal to settle for less. But sovereignty alone isn't enough. You need ruthless clarity. You gotta question everything: the market, your product, the so-called rules of fundraising. Why play their game when you can rewrite it? Why ask for permission when your vision shatters the old script? Critically dissect what's sold as standard, throw out what weighs you down, and create a new reality nobody saw coming. That kind of clarity can't be bought. It's forged in relentless questioning and cold, sharp truth. And dominance demands transformation. It's not about tweaking your pitch. It's about redefining the reality you operate in. You don't just want to talk about change. You want to be the change, the earthquake shifting the terrain beneath everyone else. You become the new normal, setting standards impossible to ignore. To transform, you must shed old beliefs, old fears, old alliances that serve the comfortable but not the exceptional. Your fundraising story becomes a declaration that the future belongs to those bold enough to break from the pack. Still think that sounds impossible? Let's talk about connection, because no titan stands alone. The world you see is built for mediocrity and sameness. It wants you to compete with clones, trapped in echo chambers with the voices of millions shouting drowned-out noise. But dominance comes from building the right links, not more, but better. Fierce, complementary, calculated networks. These connections aren't contacts, they're power nodes, energy sources fueling your rise in ways no generic investor relations teams can replicate. To dominate, align deliberately, ruthlessly, with those who match your fire. This is the secret infrastructure the system forgot to build. The real power hub of founders, investors, visionaries. Patience is the weapon's balance. Dominance isn't fast or easy. It's a long game, played by the bold and unforgiving. Feel that itch for quick wins? Forget it. The fire that burns long and redefines generations is patient. It understands that victory doesn't come from fleeting trends or viral success. It grows quietly, building layers so thick competition withers before it even starts. Every pitch, every conversation, every move must be strategic, not frantic. The future belongs to those who don't chase hype, but who create the context in which hype becomes irrelevant. Here's what it really comes down to: survival is loud but ineffective. Dominance is silent but absolute. Survival begs for scraps. Dominance takes the feast. The system lies to you, telling you freedom is just about money or about being okay with what you have. But true freedom is violent, unapologetic, and total. You either fight for it with your entire being, or you end up crushed beneath the weight of enough. Imagine what happens when you stop settling for survival fundraising. Imagine pitching from a throne built on sovereign vision, strategic clarity, transformative power, connected fire, and patient strength. Investors don't see a desperate founder. They see a force of nature. Competitors don't try to outmaneuver. You move so far ahead, the race ends before it begins. You rewrite the rules without asking, because the system never made space for someone like you to dominate. The system forgot about rarity. You embody it. If your fundraising starts at survival, it's a slow death sentence for your dream. But fundraising for dominance, now that's life on a new level. It means unlimited runway, because you don't just raise money, you create alliances, cultures, legacies. It means no more begging, no more compromises, no more shrinking. It means unleashing what you were born to be, not waiting for a world that wasn't built for you to catch up. This isn't for everyone. It shakes up everything comfortable. It pushes you to burn your bridges of safety and light a fire under your limits. But if you feel that tension inside, the unbearable itch that says more, different, bigger, then you already know this is your moment. You're not just raising funds, you're crafting your own rebellion against the mediocre and the forgotten. You are the sovereign, the disruptor, the transformer. And this game, it's yours to win. Now's the time to stop asking for permission. Stop hoping the right investor notices your desperation. Start building the networks, forging the clarity, owning the sovereignty that makes you untouchable. Make every pitch an act of transformation. Make every connection a bullet in your arsenal. Make every day a step farther from survival, and one giant leap toward dominance. Because surviving isn't living. Dominating is freedom. And freedom? Freedom is the only truth worth fighting for.